Good morning and welcome to Today in LA. I'm Mike Amos, hoping that you're doing well on a, whoa, we got a little background thunder going on here. Of course, it's a Thursday, March the 8th, 2018 in Troy, Alabama. And if you're watching on Facebook, where are you watching from this morning, Steve? Honolulu, Hawaii?
I'm watching.
But we're coming live to folks in Honolulu and Hong Kong. How about in Russia and Moscow? Will we be in Moscow?
Everywhere in the world.
Brother Putin, how you doing this morning, Brother Putin? Is that right? And of course, wherever you are, we're glad to have you on our show. And of course, it is a Thursday, one more day, and the weekend. And of course, Troy University is excited today. They won a big game on the road in the Sun Belt Conference tournament last night, beating South Alabama for the, gosh, can you believe this? For the third consecutive time this year, they have beat their arch rival, the South Alabama Jaguars. And I tell you, people at the University of South Alabama cannot be pleased. Believe you me, they can't be pleased to know that they're hated. The hated Trojans have worn them out for the third consecutive time this year. And of course, this time in the Sun Belt Conference tournament, and Troy now will advance after sitting out a day, which is great. They get a bye today, and they'll play again tomorrow on TV. I watched the game last night on ESPN3, and it was very well done, and we really enjoyed it. And watched it from the very wide screen at the Troy Country Club. I couldn't get over how nice it was to sit back and eat a steak and watch the game at the same time. It was really a lot of fun. And of course, want to mention they'll be playing Georgia State as Frank Sadler Jr. has entered the game for the first time tonight. And there goes the final gun, Frank. Frank, I want to know who cut your hair.
Birds.
Wait a minute. You mean you had to pay to have that done?
I don't tell my secrets now.
No question about it. Of course, Frank Sadler Jr. Appreciate him this morning. You want to go fishing? Call Frank Sadler Jr. up, and he sells his fish at what? 45 cents a pound. You sell the fish you catch at 45 cents a pound. He gives them away, and he does. He does give them away, ladies and gentlemen. And of course. Hope you're doing well this morning, and you're ready to get going. A cool morning, very cool outside. Temperatures this morning in Troy, Alabama.
34.
No, it was 29. WSFA weather this morning had Troy at 29, the coldest area in the in Alabama, in South Alabama at least. And of course, it is cold. We'll warm up a little bit, but then get cold again tonight. So. You can bet you need a jacket today. Steve Camp had a jacket on. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, this show is brought to you by Quaker Oats, the oatmeal of champions, and also by Wall electric shavers. Why shave at home when you can shave going to work, like I did this morning? And I've got a new Wall shaver that I love, and it is a great. I've never used electric razor before until I got a good one, and it's made by Wall. And like I said, it's an electric shaver. And why shave at home when you can shave on the way to work, like I did this morning? And of course, also want to say good morning to my good friend Steve Camp, who operates this station, Channel 2, on the Troy cable dial. And of course, if it don't say Steve Camp, you might not want it, because he's a good one. And of course, also by Frank Sadler Jr. Frank Sadler Jr. garments on sale. And of course, he'll take you on a fishing trip if you want to go on one. He catches those slabs, those big perch. And of course, it's a good time to do it. Why, Steve, do the perch feed better in cold water and cold weather? Why is that? And why are perch found in deep water? Is that right? I'm trying to get some answers from Steve. Of course, Steve Camp knows more about the outdoors than most folks, even though he was raised in downtown Fort Walton Beach. You know, have you heard the story of catching speckled trout, Frank, by just dropping your line over the boat? Steve, have you ever fished like that? And you can do that at Eufaula by just dropping the line over and feel it tug and bring it in. Isn't that right? Hey, well, you do fish with
You throw it, let me come out here.
what now?
Let me come out here. I'll come out here.
All right, now what now?
If you throw it easy, you throw it real.
Yeah, and of course, you're fishing with live bait. Is that right?
Yeah, minnows.
And let me ask this: why Frank Sadler Jr. joining our show this morning? Are you in?
Oh yeah, I'm here.
Frank, a young man who frequents this show quite a bit, and of course he is a avid fisherman and son of Frank Sadler Sr. And
We got
Frank, tell us a little bit about how your dad's doing.
I don't know. I hadn't talked to him.
Do you know his number?
Yeah, his phone's not on. I just called him.
Okay, and of course Frank Sadler Jr. now, Sr. now resides in
Ooltewah, Tennessee.
Ooltewah, Tennessee, alias Chattanooga. Is that right?
Yeah.
Right outside of Chattanooga, not far from Soddy Daisy.
Right.
You ever heard of Soddy Daisy?
Oh yeah, been through it many times.
And of course, Frank Jr. is joining our show this morning, and of course, Frank got the whole house to yourself now. What are you doing with yourself?
Not much cleaning.
Boy, it's a beautiful home, and of course, Frank is one of the more eligible bachelors in town. Is that right?
I don't stay home much.
Of course, we were talking about speck fishing this morning, speckled trout fishing, and of course, good fresh fried speckled trout about as good a fish you can eat. Is that right?
Oh yeah, it's good fish. It's just, believe it or not, we were out there last time fishing with minnows and we caught a brim. Believe it or not.
Well, it had to be a big brim to get a hold of that minnow, didn't it?
Pretty good size.
How large are your minnows? Inch and a half,
just
2 inches?
little tiny minnows.
Well, you can hardly bait them if they're that small.
Just
aren't
hook
you?
them to the eyes or hook them to the tail and let them go.
Yeah, and of course you want them to be alive.
Right. If
And-
they're dead, just take them off and
Do you,
put
do
your
you,
nutmeg
do
on.
you, do you fish with a spinning reel or a cane pole?
Spinning. We fish about 3 or 4 feet.
Do you have a cork?
Yeah.
And when he starts start running with him, you take him.
He's gone.
You don't.
If you don't watch it, he'll be gone.
You mean
with
so he's gone? I mean he
Yeah,
sinks the cork.
yeah, he's
Is that
gone.
right?
Mhm.
I mean it doesn't just take off, but if
Yeah,
he does
so-
start taking off with him,
it.
just
Now,
go ahead.
he'll run with it, but because if you jerk it, it's gonna pull right out of his mouth because he has a tender mouth.
What size are they?
1.5 to 2 pounds, 3.
Yeah, really that big?
Yeah,
You know,
nobody
so
fi-
big old slabs, and what
Yeah.
you do, you fillet them, is that right?
Yeah, and see, in my pond, we got black crappie, which are black.
Yeah.
They're black ones.
Pretty,
and,
aren't
and
they?
white ones. Yeah.
Then the white ones, which we call perch.
I call them
Well,
crappies.
some people call them crappie, some of them call them
Cause that,
white perch.
that pond's been back there probably 100 years.
Yeah.
And nobody fished it.
But somebody had to put the crappie in there, though. You don't
But-
see
but-
crappie in a small pond like that much.
Well,
do
my
you?
pond is spring fed.
Yeah.
I mean, I got bass in there. I mean, my mother years ago got 2 in the wall at home, weighed over 10 pounds.
Yeah, well, when we're going fishing, Frank, me and you, man.
It's a little cold right now. I mean, it's good crappie fishing.
I've got my own pond. I
I
don't
mean,
go
you
fishing
got a
in.
big one too.
I know, but I don't go fishing in it much. When I see somebody else's pond, I say, God, that sure is nice, And I got a big old pond myself. Good morning. How you doing?
Hey, morning.
Mike Amos calling in. Guess who's my guest, Mike? Frank Sadler Jr.,
What's up, Mike?
a guy you have looked up to all your life.
How's your dad doing?
I don't know. I keep trying to talk to him, and his phone's off. Or if he got
I want to go home.
He got to cut.
Oh, I want to go home.
Yeah. I called him. He said, "Oh yeah, I'm coming home in 2 months." I said, "No, you're not."
Oh, Frank Sadler, don't you cry for me.
They said they got his blood down to 250 so far.
That's good.
That's still high though.
No, that's still good, though. That's great. Mike Amos
Yeah,
calling in.
I mean, I know he lived in Chattanooga. What, he coached Chattanooga 2 different times. Is that right?
Right. Yeah.
So really, Chattanooga sort
All
of like home, isn't it?
all winning seasons too.
Yeah, Chattanooga is one of my favorite places to
I
go.
always wanted to ask you, Frank, when your dad coached, of course, 8 years at South Carolina, there were 75,000 people in the stands. And was you on the sidelines? Did you run out with the team?
I ran the balls. I ran the balls.
So you were already out there.
I was
How
already-
could you run the balls out? You could hardly run, period, could you?
I don't know that last.
Tell them of course, you were in an accident.
I was
How
hit-
old was you?
I was 7 years old. Hit by a car between Goshen and Glenwood at my grandmother's.
And you went out trying to get a ball you had thrown.
No, I was looking at a creek.
You were in the road and didn't realize it.
Yeah, 'cause it comes down in the gully, and
Yeah.
believe it or not, what's her name? She, the black girl's grandmother that works at Hendricks at that time. Guy, what's her name? I can see her face. Crazy girl. She works. I guess she's still there at Townsend's now. You know.
Yeah. And she was the one.
Her grandmother was.
Well, she could. Of course, it was an accident.
Oh, yeah.
And of course, I'm sure the lady was concerned as anybody. But now you were injured, and of course you still walk with a limp. And
I was knocked unconscious for 19 days, blood clots, brain damage in my brain. Doctors had to split my head open to relieve the pressure. If he hadn't have done that, my head would have exploded.
Well,
What hospital did they take you to? They take you to the Edge, or they take you somewhere else?
They took me. I thought the one in Baptist, I think, in Montgomery.
Oh,
the
they
one
didn't
on
take you to Troy.
No, the one they did, they couldn't do anything, so they ran me to Montgomery.
Yeah.
I think it was Baptist.
Yeah, Baptist Hospital. Of course, Frank
Baptist
Sadler
of
Jr.
Jackson
has lived to see many, many more days, and I know you're very proud of that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, well, I ran, with Daddy coaching football, I ran the balls every game.
Yeah.
UTC, New Mexico,
Boy,
and
that
South Carolina.
were you slow getting them in, or could you move very good?
Well, you toss them to. You don't have to run all the way out there.
All
You
right,
just
okay.
toss them to him.
And then, of course, you played a little nose guard in high school, didn't you?
I rode the bench.
But you dressed out and played, though, didn't you?
I didn't. I think I played 4 years and played 4 plays. I said no more.
Yeah. But, of course, Frank Sadler Jr. is now how old?
56.
56 years old, and has had a great life, and it still is living a very good life. He goes fishing when he wants to, and Mike, we were talking about crappie fishing and or crappie fishing, or speckled trout, or speckled perch.
What is it crappie or crappie?
I call them crappie.
Crappie.
I call them
Are they
crappie.
called white perch? Are they called what do they call them? Slabs? Or, no, not what do they call them?
Crappie. Fillets? You talking about fillets?
No, they call them. What do they call them? Slabs?
I don't know.
There's
I
another
call them
name
crappie or
for 'em.
crappie. You know.
But and of course,
We were in Greenwood, Mississippi, and a friend of my wife's was taking her dad on a fishing trip in Mississippi. Oh man, where is it? It's right above.
Tupelo.
What's the town in Mississippi?
You got Hattiesburg, Tupelo.
Not Yazoo City. It's where Phil Hall's from, Dad.
Oh, Grenada. Yeah, Big
Grenada.
Lake.
So
The
they're
Big
going to
Lake.
these big lakes in Grenada.
Grenada,
I've never
Mississippi.
seen it. I'd never seen anything like it before. They had a boat where it had like 5 different poles attached on each side, and they were catching crappie or crappie that were literally like 3 pounds each.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's right.
To my wife.
Now,
What do they call them? They call them slabs, don't they? They call them slabs, don't they?
All I know is it looked like they were almost deep sea fishing. The fish were so big. It was crazy.
Now in Chattanooga, what they'll do is they'll have a little tournament. They'll tag crappie, and if you catch one of those tag crappie, you win something.
Yeah, that's right.
You take them wherever, you know.
They do that in North Alabama at a
Gunville?
lake there outside of it's called
Muscle Shoals.
what? No, it's in the eastern part of the state. And you're right, they have those things tagged. Some of them have $50,000 tags on them.
yeah.
But I promise you this: it enhances the fishing numbers in that area.
It helps the license being
Exactly
involved.
right. I'm trying to. Mike, we had a quarterback, one of my favorite quarterbacks at Troy all time, Jamie
Jimmy Hampton.
Hampton, came from that town that I'm talking about.
Cedar Bluff.
Cedar Bluff, and the lake was called Weiss Lake. Steve,
Yeah.
you ever heard of Weiss Lake?
I've heard that one.
And
Yeah, I've
Weiss
heard of that.
Lake is where they had a lot of they would have a rodeo, a fishing rodeo every year, and they would have a lot of these fish tagged.
Tag, yeah.
You might catch a $10 brim, you know,
Right.
but it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. We spent a lot of days up there on Lake.
But this little
Lake
pond we're
Chickamauga.
talking about, ladies and gentlemen, is a little pond in Goshen.
It's 4 acres.
And it's just a small pond. Somebody had to put those perch in there, don't you think?
I don't know. They've
And the
been.
group. But you say that you never put any fish back. You always take them with you. Why is that?
Because they multiply too fast. I mean, last year I was out there for an hour and a half and I had 105 in the boat.
I mean, big.
Yeah,
big
you know,
fish.
yeah. I mean, if they're smaller, you just throw them back because they're gonna grow up.
Yeah, that's
you know?
right.
But you
So
got to.
do you clean them and eat them, or you just give them some?
No, I-
Frank cleans every fish he catches
I-
and he eats every fish.
I
he
give
catches.
them away. I don't even eat
He
them.
never cleaned a fish in his life.
I got a buddy that'll clean them, and he'll give me, say, 15 slabs in a bag, and he'll give me 5 slabs, and I give them away.
Are most of these fish about a pound and a half? Is
Yeah.
that how big they are?
2 pound, pound and a half,
But
2
then
or
you
better.
can take that electric knife and you can slab them, can't you?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, fillets. Yeah, fillet them.
yeah.
Yeah. So
Hey, do I hear my little granddaughter in the background?
Yeah, you hear one of them crying.
How's she doing? What kind of weather do y'all have in Birmingham this morning, Mike?
It's beautiful today.
It's
I mean,
cold
it's
here.
Sunny. It's just real cold.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
Mike
34 degrees.
Mike Amos calling in from Birmingham. Frank Sadler Jr. has joined us here. We're talking fishing a little bit. And now one thing about it though, aren't those minnows hard to catch to be able to bait them? And
Get you a net.
well, I know it, but once you got them, aren't they hard to hold on to it and
Nah.
bait that hook to them?
No, you drop one or two, but don't worry about it. You get them.
All right, but how about you can also fish with grubs, can't you? You don't have to have
Yeah,
live bait, do you?
but I used one last time, but they wouldn't hit it.
They wouldn't hit a grub.
Mm-mm.
They want it live.
It wasn't live bait.
But of course, the grub, a lot of people just fish with it. It's so much easier. You don't have to rebait your
Yeah,
hook.
just throw it and reel it. And then I mean, I threw one out there caught a bass. I mean, I caught bass from 6 inches to
Yeah.
18 inches.
If somebody really loves fresh fish, tell Frank and he'll catch you a mess. Is that right?
Yeah, I'll give them away whenever I go. I ain't been but
Yeah.
twice. I've been twice. First time we caught 30, and the second time we caught 10 because we couldn't find them.
All right,
We caught
now
10.
answer the question that I brought you up here for.
What's that?
Why are they so much more prevalent in cold water and cold weather?
That's just
why
that's,
is crappie?
that's just crappie anywhere. They in the summertime you might catch 1 or 2, but they're down at the bottom where it's colder.
Yeah. So crappie is a cold water, cold weather
Fish. And then brim, when it's this cold, you won't catch more brim. You have to wait till the water. And bass, they'll get on the side of the bank, and when it
Well,
warms.
this time of year, of course, now it's cold.
Well,
spell is gonna mess
well,
up a little
the
bit.
crappie is spawning right now.
Yeah,
They're making their beds.
yeah.
Now when
So you can get in a bed of crappie right now, then. Is that
yeah,
right?
well, you can see where they're bedding, but I mean, you'll catch some outside, it's like a brim. Summertime, they're bedding.
All right, you follow, ladies and gentlemen. And let's just say this is the boat. Here, you got a line, and you just drop the line over the boat
Well, I
and
throw
wait for
mine.
the pull. Wait
Oh.
for the pull. When it pulls, you pull them in. Have
Well-
you ever seen that, Mike? Mike Amos calling.
See what?
Where they drop the line over the boat, in deep water.
Yeah, but
and
they're
you follow
fishing
them.
on the bottom probably.
And they're fishing at night. Why?
Yeah.
Why at night?
Well, where you get your lantern, and what the lantern does.
It attracts the fish.
No, it attracts the minnows, of feeding fish,
All right, okay.
the bait, and then the crappie will come get the bait.
So a lot of the fishing going on right now in Eufaula is at night.
Yeah, and that draws the minnows up to
And,
the side,
and,
light,
and correct me if I'm wrong, they do drop the line just over the side of the boat. Is that right?
and fish on the bottom.
And what are they? Do they have a spinning reel or what do they have?
Yeah, spinning reel. I mean, you can
You
use
do a
it.
cane pole too, could you?
You could, but they just get in the way.
Boy, they would wear a brim buster out, a big old slab would, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I got a good ride that wears mine out.
As we speak, Mike's probably either changing diapers or feeding a child. Is that right?
Yeah, I'm sitting in here with Mary Prater. She's eating breakfast.
And then tell us how old Mary Prater is.
18 months.
And she been talking to her daddy this morning at all?
Yeah, she
Is
talks
it-
all the time now.
Does she have a smile on her face?
Well, you can hear her eating right now. She makes noises while she eats the whole
Does she?
time.
Is that the older one or the youngest one?
That's the older one.
Mary Prater's the old one. Well, I guess she's 18 and a half now.
Now, how old's the youngest one?
4 months.
Oh, okay.
4 months, and that, of course, we're excited about her too.
Well, we need to get the Troy Cable cameras out and go film Frank Jr. doing a fishing show one day.
Yeah, I know it. It's Frank Sadler Fishing with Frank Sadler, brought to you by, listen to this, Mike, by Quaker Oats, the oatmeal of champions.
I don't know. There'd be a lot of beeping on that.
By Wall, and listen, Mike, and by Wall Electric Shavers. Why shave at home when you can shave on your way to work, like I did this morning? And Steve Camp Enterprises.
You know, there'd be too many beeps on that reel.
And ladies and gentlemen, here's the guy, the best fisherman in town, Frank Sadler Jr.
Now, I know one
Frank,
thing.
we finally found something you're good at. Is
I
that
know.
right?
I don't know. Mama used to beat me with it, man.
But Frank, but we finally found something you're good at. Is that right?
I just go out there and have fun. You see, my uncle's got about 190 head of cattle out there.
Yeah, of course, Frank, just whenever he wants to have a fish a little bit. Most of the time, people call you and say, "Take me fishing, Frank." Is that right?
I bring him fish. I was okay if I can't.
So, Frank, what if somebody out in the audience said, "Frank, will you take me fishing?"
Steve will.
Might be a pretty girl, Frank. Hey, what if a pretty girl calls said, "Frank, will you take me fishing?"
I don't see many girls fishing.
You know, why not?
I don't know.
Your mama was a
My
fisherman.
mama loved it.
Tell them who your mama was.
My grandmother and her friends always fish.
Oh, yeah, no question.
Shoot, my mama went out one time to the pond. She got about 40 bass. It tired her. She just laid down out there in the field.
Michael's grandmother was Miss Beulah Crow, and she was born and raised down in Bay Minette, Alabama, and grew up around the Gulf of Mexico down in that area. And
her and Miss Vincent used to always be fishing.
Yeah,
I used to always see them all the time.
That's right. And of course, they love to fish. And your mom.
I remember that smell. They'd be down there with liver, and it smelled awful.
Oh yeah.
Oh, they were catching catfish.
Have they ever used catfish Charlie? Now that is even worse.
That's right.
Than liver.
That's right. Now you can Let me tell you right now what you can do to catch catfish if you want to.
You can have a big cane pole and catch one. I know
Well,
that.
that's right. Well, you couldn't bring them. You had to drag them in. They were that big.
Yeah.
But you can take some bread and roll it up in a ball.
Yep, dough ball.
They'll hit bread too.
Yeah. Now my uncle that owns the pond down here, he got 2 catfish ponds up there. I mean, he got some. You can catch 20-pounders up there. Nobody.
The great thing about catfish is, it's hard, and a lot of people don't like to mess with them, and you got to know how to mess with them and how to skin a
clean
cat.
them. Yeah.
And of course, I've skinned a many
Me
a
too.
cat. But the great thing is how good it is to eat. But those slabs now fresh are good too, aren't they?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Brim, crappie,
So if anybody wants fresh fish, call Frank and he'll go get you a mess. Is that right?
Yeah, if I catch them out of one of them, I bring them to you.
You throw them in a cooler. Most of the time, the cooler's got ice,
I
don't
throw them in a 5-gallon bucket.
And
You can call Steve Camp for your crawfish and Frank for your crappie.
yeah, you're right. And of course, Steve Kemp.
He'll have to clean them himself, though. I ain't gonna clean them.
Yeah, and also this show is brought to you by Frank Sadler.
Yeah, right.
Worn out garments. Frank Sadler will take your worn out garment and sell it to him and whatever. Is that right?
Shoot. We just have fun out there. we get out there. We see turkey all the time. You'll see. We were out there fishing one time. My buddy said, "Hey, you got your gun?" I said, "What for?" He said, "Look up there." I thought it was a calf. He said it was a wild hog walking across the field.
Oh man.
I said, "Yeah, you could have pork and fish if
That's
you had
right.
your gun."
And I tell you what, the wild hog. Then just think. Now we're talking about pork. I mean, good. Kill a hog, cook a hog, or whatever. But wild hog season's year round.
Yep.
You don't have to worry about it. And I'd much rather eat hog than deer, wouldn't you, Mike?
I don't know, man. I love some good deer meat.
Yeah, but I love good pork. Give me barbecue. Give me go cook me a hog.
I was fishing last summer, and my buddy said, "Watch it. Never seen this happen in the pond." I looked over, I was in front of the boat, and there was a rattlesnake swimming across the pond. Never seen a rattlesnake in the pond.
God.
And I looked at his rattlers, about 10 rattlers. He's a big old boy.
They sure was.
He looked at me.
Did
I
y'all
looked
kill
at
him?
Nah, he just let him keep going.
Well, you know, if you got woods or water, you're gonna have snakes. That's no question
Yeah,
about it. Steve, why do we talk about cold weather? You could kill a hog. Why are we talking about cold weather and killing a hog in cold weather compared to killing a hog in hot weather?
Well, hot weather, you got the farmers probably out there plowing up the field because they're plowing them up
No,
now.
I know it, but people say, oh man, you could cook a hog in this kind of weather, the cold weather.
Oh, yeah, well, you bury them and
But you hear much more about that. I can't get Steve's response this morning,
you're up there working.
but it's a lot of fun.
Dad, when Troy was down by 6 of the half yesterday, I was telling my wife, I was like, I think they're probably gonna get beat. It's so hard to beat a team 3 times, but thank goodness Bernardo and Person and Hicks got hot in the second half. And
I was all packed up and ready to head south, and I was riding down I was listening to the game of radio, and then when I got to my car, I was listening to it. I decided to stop by the country club, and they had the game on TV. So what I did, I sat down and ordered something to eat, and then ordered a steak, and sat there and ate a steak and watched the rest of the game. And by the time the game was over, too late to go south, so I waited until today.
well, I mean, it's really unbelievable how in the Sun Belt tournament you have a day off. You know, basically the tournament's supposed to be extremely tough, and you're supposed to play every day, but you know, Troy will play Georgia State now, 5 o'clock tomorrow.
Yeah.
What's
They've already beat Georgia State twice, just like they beat South Alabama twice. And
now if they win that one, do they keep going or what?
Yeah, they keep going.
oh yeah, they'll play Saturday, and then they'll play Sunday if they make it to the championship.
Oh,
Of course,
But I mean, you got to think back to Bernardo getting hurt and missing 7 games. I mean, this Troy team's really, if you look at it, probably a 20-win team if you got a healthy Bernardo. So
how many games have they won so far?
they're 16 and 16.
500, huh? Is that pretty good though? I mean, considering you pay.
No, not. It's not a great record considering the talent on this team.
Okay.
But when you lose your best player,
Yeah.
you know, that's what's going to happen.
Yep.
I mean, Person's a great player, but nobody can stop Bernardo.
Yeah, he did.
I mean, Bernardo's unstoppable down
Yeah.
low.
But you know, I went to one of the games and they're right there on him pushing him. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And Bernardo, Mike, I thought for sure was going to foul out. He had 4 fouls in the last half. Isn't that right? The second half.
Well, you know, Hicks fouled out.
Oh, he did.
Yeah,
Well, let
Bernardo.
me I'll tell you something about Bernardo, with something that people might be shocked about, and I this is my own admission. Bernardo will be Troy's first ever NBA player. I think he'll make it in the NBA.
Yeah, I agree with that too.
So Bernardo will be Troy's first NBA player. And you look around, you don't see a lot of NBA players out there, from your native.
Troy's never had an NBA player, not
Yeah,
one.
I know.
How about Parson?
A person's not an NBA guy.
Person, yeah, he got the.
He's a good guy, though. He's a good player, and I think the world
Person's
of
a guy
him.
that can go overseas and make probably,
Okay.
$500,000 a year.
That's
He'll
right.
Make great money overseas.
And let me tell you something about him. Of course, he's the pride of Brantley, Alabama. We're talking about the person, Wesley Person, and he's a fine person.
Now, Person can
He's a
get
fine
his
person. He's a fine young man.
What were you saying, Mike?
I said Person can get his shot off, but it's hard for him to shoot,
That's what I was going to say.
when he drives or has a hand in his face, he has a tough time.
That's
But
what
he
I
can
was
be
going to
a
say.
jumper like nobody else.
Wesley Person averages 18 points a game, and most every time he shoots the ball, a guy's hanging all over him.
Yeah.
But you know something about him? He can take it to the hoop, and he'll score 65% of the time.
Yeah, he could.
Because he's got so many great moves, when he takes it inside. And the big 7-footers and all that, a lot of times they slap it down his throat, but a lot of times he gets through and scores.
Are both of
I will say in the NBA, though, he would have a lot of open shots. So
Yeah.
they don't play any defense in the NBA.
Next to the Jones girl, Tierra Jones, the young lady over at Charles Simpson High School, who's just a junior, just a sophomore. Next to her, Wesley Person is the best free throw shooter in town, Mike.
So
The
Coach
best
Jones
free throw
is better
shooter
than the
in
college
town is Tierra Jones, the 10th grade guard for Charles Simpson High School state championship basketball team. Did you know that, Mike? She shot 84%.
Yeah, she's 80 something or that.
I think Wesley shot 82%.
I've heard several superintendents from other counties have been in Troy this week trying to recruit Coach Jones, Davenport, and Coach Jones' daughter.
I wouldn't doubt it. Of course, they're all let's just say this, Davenport and Sadler are juniors, and Jones will be a sophomore.
They'll be the biggest favorite ever in 5A girls basketball next year.
But again, Winona will be there, though, and you know Winona's going to be good.
Well, that's one of those things where I think talent won out this year. You know, Winona hustles and plays hard, but they didn't have the talent, you know, to play with Charles Anderson.
Ladies and gentlemen, while we're on our air today, a very good friend of mine is fighting for his life. His name is Jeff Jones, born and raised right here in Troy, and was moved around because his dad worked for Sears Roebuck. Not Sears Roebuck, but Goodyear for many years. Of course, his mom. Jerry Jones was one of the Williford girls, those beautiful Williford girls. Mary Duncan,
one of my school teachers.
Jerry and June. And you're right. Of course, Jeff is in the hospital in Birmingham, and we surely want you right now to pray for him. And what a great guy he is. Huge Troy guy, Mike. Loves Troy. In fact, he sits right next to me at all the football games.
Well, I'm sat and had many conversations with him at Troy games over the years.
And he's very knowledgeable, too, wouldn't you say?
Oh, yeah.
Of course, Sonny Williford is his uncle, and Motney and Eileen Walker. Motney.
Didn't Sonny play with Daddy?
Did he? Did he play with Daddy? He was the best player your dad ever coached in Troy, Alabama.
So Daddy coached him.
Sonny Williford was not a good player. He was a great player, no question about it. But again, Jeff, we're thinking of Jeff this morning. He's in Birmingham. He has a lung disease, Mike, that hopefully they can find some way to keep him going until they can find a transplant.
Need a prayer chain.
No question about it.
I've seen that on Facebook. I'm friends with him on Facebook, and I saw where he was telling everybody to pray for him, but that was a few weeks ago. So.
Well, and of course, he's a great guy, and he's really just a super guy, and I love him to death, and I just hope and pray that they find a way to make him well, you know. And of course, he's got a lot of prayers out there, but he needs more prayers, and prayers do work, I promise you, and we do appreciate you very much. All of my people that watch our show in the mornings, whether or not you're in Hong Kong or you're in London. Johnny Williams told me that he's going to Disney World next week, Mike. But he's going to Disney World in Paris.
Okay.
He's going to take his family to Paris to Disney World. That's living it pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah, I wouldn't think of many people going to Paris to Disney World.
And Mike, I told you I turned down my trip to go to the SEC basketball tournament, but I talked to Johnny yesterday, and sitting right next to Johnny was his brother, Steve, and his other brother. So all three of those brothers were together riding to St. Louis to see the SEC basketball tournament.
Well, that would have been a lot of fun. Of course, Alabama will play tonight against A&M.
Yeah.
What time's that game?
That game will be, I think, 5 o'clock.
Yeah. I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to try our best this morning, Mike, and I want you to stay on hold, and I'll bring you in. I'm going to try my best on this break, and we're going to take a short break, to see if I can catch up with our old friend Don Maestri, and we're going to try to call Don Maestri on the phone right after this.
You going to call him on the fly?
Yeah, right after this, yeah.
Did you know at Wiley Sanders Truck Line that we offer Blue Cross Blue Shield, we offer dental, we offer disability, we offer vision, we offer life insurance, cancer insurance. We also have a 401k where we match up to 4%, dollar per dollar up to 4%. We also have automatic trucks at Wiley Sanders Truck Line. If you go to a truck driving school, we'll reimburse you. And don't forget about the $1,000 sign-on bonus. Money! Wiley Sanders Truck Line, Troy, Alabama. Wiley Sanders Truck Line. We help you save for your future.
Life is hectic enough without worrying if your lights will stay on or if there's hot water for your child's bath. So count on natural gas to keep the energy flowing, even when the weather is unpredictable. Natural gas is always there to keep your home warm, showers hot, and food cooked to perfection. That's why America has relied on safe and affordable natural gas for more than 150 years. And we will be here for you and future generations too. You can count on natural gas from Southeast Alabama Gas District.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands,
one nation under God, indivisible,
with liberty and justice for all.
Here at Town & Country, we are proud to be an American.
We've had you covered on the inside since 2005, and with our addition of Southern Grill and Patio, we now have you covered on the outside. Come see our great selection, where we make sure grilling and relaxing go hand in hand.
Have you seen an increase in your insurance premiums or significant change in your insurance coverage? Let Sandbeck Insurance offer you a better plan to suit your business or personal needs. Sandbeck Insurance offers many lines of insurance, whether it's home, farm, or auto insurance, work comp, business, or health and life policies. Sandbeck is here for you. Call or visit our Troy, Enterprise, or Andalusia office today. Sandbeck Insurance, where we take pride in taking care of your insurance.
All right, here we go.
Back to our show, and of course, John Maestri, call this number, Mike Amos on Today in L.A., area code 334-372, excuse me, area code 334-670-0052, 334-670-0052. Thank you. Calling Don Maestri from out in College Station.
That's a good question. Is St. Louis,
Texas,
Missouri on Central Time or Eastern Time?
I think it's on Central Time. Why?
No, I was just wondering what time it was this morning.
Yeah, exactly. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, it is March Madness.
I would imagine Don Maestri's already probably been to Mass this morning.
Yeah, I know he has, and no question about him being up. It wouldn't bother me. Now, but when Bud Casey was on, he and I were doing our shows, Mike, he would call people at 4 o'clock in the morning. I said, Bud, don't call those folks. They're asleep, Bud. They're asleep. In a minute, they answer the phone, and Bud would say, Coach, how long have you been up? He said, well, maybe, I've already had a pot of coffee. These coaches, they don't sleep late. Now, Larry Blaney sleeps late a little bit, but most of the folks, they don't sleep late, you know.
Shoot, my daddy was up at 6 o'clock and he was gone.
Yeah, I know.
He coached for
I tell you what, if you wanted to have a lot of entertainment, Troy Cable ought to put together some old tapes, some shows.
Boy, wouldn't that be something?
The best of Bud Casey.
The best of the Bud Namath show. You're exactly right.
Some entertainment some people would really enjoy. I guarantee you his family would enjoy watching that.
Oh, yeah. Boy, what a great guy. And, boy, I miss him more every day, the late, great Bud Casey. And
you know what's fun to watch is...
He would always put a smile on your face. He always had so much energy.
Oh, yeah.
One of those guys that, when you're around him,
And what did he call you, Mike? What did he call you? Junior.
He called me Junior, even though I'm not a junior.
And then, of course, he would call people Doctor, and make them feel good, And the late, great Bud Casey, man, I tell you. And
it's hard to believe he was the hard-nosed, aggressive, fiery coach he was in college ball, because he was like a gentle giant when I knew him.
Boy, you watch films.
You watch all those old Auburn clips, and he
looked like a movie star, didn't he? Hey, I mean, big, he'd always worked out, but back when he coached and everything, he was a sharp guy, man, I tell you. And everybody loved him.
You talking about not being able to do, surgeries back in the day, as far as knee surgery.
Yeah, his knee surgery was terrible.
Now, you looked at his legs, and bless his heart,
Yeah.
I mean, he had botched knee surgery after knee surgery.
Saw a good friend of mine yesterday, and I said, where did you get that brand new Dodge Ram truck? And he said, well, I bought it this week. And I said, well, Jason out there, the new owner there of the new dealership, is a friend of mine. He said, well, that's who I bought the truck from. He said, this was his demo that I bought. And, boy, I looked at that thing, and it was unreal, all the features that they have on that truck. Mike, nowadays, if you go, they've got these sensors on these cars and trucks that if you go outside the line, a horn goes off.
It'll
A
pull
buzzer
back.
goes off.
Well, that's good, because every single day I have to beat with somebody in Birmingham on the interstate.
That's right.
Lane.
I'm the same way. Mike, I took my first physical therapy.
The worst thing ever, and I mean, the cell phones are great, and of course, I couldn't live my life without it. But when you deal with all these people texting now on the roads, it's just awful. I mean,
It's crazy.
It's just horrible.
Mike, yesterday I had my first treatment with physical therapy with Health Actions right here in Troy, and boy, they're a wonderful group of folks, and they're in the same building where we used to have our oh gosh,
The Pine
brick, where the brick used to be.
Yeah.
And this Health Actions is huge, and they have a big weight room and exercise room, and a young man named from Elba, Alabama, named Martin is my physical therapist, and he is an outstanding young man. And I just want everybody to know that we have a first-class physical therapy place right now located on the bypass in Troy, and some of the names: Nick Amundson, my brother Martin, who's a therapist, and Holly Slayton. A great list of guys, and of course we appreciate them very much being a part of our show. I want to also say we've got some good chicken in Troy, and it's called Goldfinger's Chicken. Michael, have you ever had any?
No, I've never been there. I believe it started in Dothan.
Well, I tell you, is that where his headquarters are, in Dothan?
Yeah, that's what they told me.
I'll tell you what, it is very good chicken, and
I gave up fried food for Lent, so I'll have to try it after April.
Oh, okay, I got you. Boy, you would have loved to have been with me this past weekend, and of course, I'm not saying it's the way you're supposed to eat, but when you're at the beach, eat like the beach people. Fried fish.
I'll be brutally honest with you, though. When you're in Troy, Alabama, I mean, if you want the best chicken fingers, I still think Sisters has the best chicken.
Oh, man, they do, and I had them yesterday.
Crows ain't
chicken
bad,
fingers. I had, listen to this. I'm gonna kill you with this, Mike. I had chicken fingers.
Yeah, squash casserole.
I had drumsticks and squash casserole. You're right. And of course, that's one of your favorite dishes. You know, Sisters lays claim to the best banana pudding you'll find anywhere, but I'll put them up against anybody with their squash casserole, wouldn't you?
They got bread pudding too.
Yeah, the bread pudding. Casserole is my favorite.
The bread pudding is also very good, no question. I tell you something else.
They also have really good fried eggplant, not on the buffet, but when you order.
Oh yeah, no question about it, and we appreciate Sisters so much and enjoy their food so much. In fact, my two new buddies in town, Jeremy Perez and Jason Gregory, the two owners of Pike County Ford and Premier Dodge Chrysler Jeep, all love to eat at Sisters, Mike. But another place
we went to lunch with Jeremy Perez, the guy that owns the Ford place, one day at Sisters.
Yeah, that's right, and he's a great guy. And
so the Ram and Ford are, even though they're rivals selling cars, they've become friends.
No, I'm not saying that. Hey, Mike, I didn't say that they did it together, but they both love Sisters.
Okay.
No, I'm saying, I'm not saying they're not friends. I'm sure they're friends. And Jim Jackson's one of my best buddies, Mike. You know, and Dwayne Webb. Dwayne Webb is one of my best friends. I've known him all his life, and he was the first. I tell you what, a lot of people don't realize what a good athlete Dwayne Webb was, and he was a running back, wide receiver type, Mike. But he's the first soccer-style kicker to ever kick at Charles Henderson High School, and one of the first ones I've ever seen. And I asked him, I said, "How did you learn how to kick like this?" He said, "Well," I said, "Did you play soccer?" He said, "No." He said, "I just started fooling with it." And you know who his favorite soccer-style kicker was? Name me the greatest soccer-style kicker of all time in the early days.
That kicked in the NFL?
Yeah, in the NFL. He played for Kansas City. He was a foreigner. You know, most all those soccer-style kickers were foreigners.
I don't know.
Jan Stenerud was who he modeled his kicking after, and of course, you know, there was a lot of foreign kickers. There was a Jan Stenerud. There was a Horst Muhlmann. There was a.
Let me call you back.
I'm not getting any help here, but there were several foreign kickers. The great one, the real Yaro Yepremian with the Dolphins was a great one, and a lot of good kickers back then, but they were all foreigners. Mike Amos has left us, and of course we've got Frank Sadler Jr. on our show this morning, the son of the great one. And I'll tell you this, Frank, and you know this as well as anybody. Your daddy was a great role model for kids to
a lot of guys.
Kids, especially in Troy when they were growing up. Of course, he later on went to Phoenix City and went to Decatur and went to Bob Jones, and of course coached in college at South Carolina and
New Mexico
and Chattanooga. But you know, being a role model is not you know, and guiding young people is what good coaches are out there for, really. And your dad, when I played for him, he made you think of what was the most important thing, and that was your faith in God. And he was a great Christian man, and he also wanted you to do the right things. You know, no drinking, no smoking, no profanity on the field. You know, all of those things. And of course, you know, you never heard it from him. I never heard him use profanity. I tell you some things he used to. You know, he'd have signs on the dressing room walls. One of them would be, "It takes hard work to be a success, and if you're not a success, you have no one to blame but yourself. When the going gets tough, the tough gets going." Again, you know, we always hit that pride sign on the way out, and we always played as a team, and he definitely, you know, would fire you up and get you ready to play. And that, of course, I think that was, you know, he was a young coach. In fact, Charles Simpson was his first tenure as a head coach. He had coached, you know, he played at Troy, and he had coached at Columbus High School, a big school over in Columbus. And then he came to Troy.
He coached at Kinder High School.
Yeah, I know it, but his first head coaching job was right here at Charles Henderson. And he did very well. He didn't lose but 3 games. The 2 years I played for him, we lost 3 games in 2 years, and won the South Alabama Conference Championship. But he did by making folks believe. Making a young man believe that he was better than the guy in front of him, or he was going to whip that guy in front of him. And you know, and then if he didn't whip him, he was going to go back and try to whip him again. He taught you to believe. And right now, two of the greatest words in life today to me, will you know, which would be "I believe." You know, if somebody believes, and that goes with your faith. You know, I believe in the Lord Jesus Christ, who I believe that He is the Son of God, and you know, I believe that that I'm going to excel as a husband, excel as a friend, excel as a student, excel as a person in the business world. I believe. I believe is a very important word. We'll be right back.
Where's Steve?
Troy Cable Security Wi-Fi doorbell camera allows you to answer the door from your smartphone when you are at home, at work, or on the go. When a visitor presses the button, Troy Cable Security sends a live video feed to your smartphone so you can see, hear, and speak to the person at your door. With the doorbell camera, you can have your porch light turn on automatically when it detects motion at night to create the appearance that someone is at home. You can view video clips so you can always know who stopped by when you are out. Troy Cable Security. You love them, protect them.
Napa know-how. Here's some Napa know-how for you. Your local Napa Auto Parts store in Troy is under new ownership with an all-new fully stocked store. Big deal, you say? Big deal, we say. Like the ownership, the store has a new look, too. We're still delivering the same Napa quality and know-how, but we've increased our inventory and are committed to helping you find the parts you need when you need them. So come check us out. We've got the right part at the right price at the right time.
Know-how, Napa know-how.
The new Smokehouse Pizza from Little Caesars is our first pizza with 3 smoked meats. So we got barbecue champion Big Mo Queson to test it out. 8-hour smoked brisket.
Certified beefified.
10-hour smoked pulled pork.
Certified hoggified.
Applewood smoked bacon.
Certified baconfied.
Drizzled with tangy barbecue sauce plus a Smokehouse seasoned crust.
Certified smokified.
The new Smokehouse Pizza. Only $9 and only at Little Caesars.
If you've had an accident or just want a new look for your vehicle, come see us at Troy Paint and Body, where we do it right the first time. Our staff has more than 100 years combined experience and can handle repairs and paint work on any make or model. We also offer a lifetime guarantee as long as you own your vehicle. Now that shows we stand behind our work. And our 24-hour towing service means we're here when you need us. So come see us at Troy Paint and Body, located on South Brundage Street in Troy beside the post office. Troy Paint and Body, where we may meet by accident, but you'll be glad we did.
Back to our show, ladies and gentlemen, brought to you by our great friends at Bird Drugs on the square in downtown Troy. And I was talking yesterday to all my friends down there, and yesterday we self-proclaimed it as Joe Watson Day in Troy, Alabama, and I'm gonna see if I can catch him. I don't know if he's in or not.
The number you have entered.
But I tell you what, that lady is quick. 0100. That number is very familiar to me. Bird Drugs on the corner in downtown Troy. Of course, they're cooking breakfast as we speak. They might not be in the shop yet, but I was going to try to catch Joe if he's there. You know, he's been at Bird Drugs since he graduated from college.
50 years,
Married Mr. Bird's daughter, Evelyn, and for the last 50 years has run that drugstore on the corner in downtown Troy. Right now, nobody's there, but of course, they're cooking breakfast, though, as we speak today from Bird Drugs on the corner in downtown Troy. Of course, Frank, if you can hang with me today, we'll go eat some breakfast after we get through. Frank Sadler's joined us. We're trying to get up with Coach Don Maestri this morning, and one of these phone numbers is going to be the right one, and we'll find it in a few minutes. I want to remind you that, of course, Troy wins again against South Alabama, the 3rd consecutive time they've beaten their rival this year. They'll play tomorrow at 5 o'clock from New Orleans, and hopefully a team, Georgia State, which is a very good program. Troy has beat them twice this year. Hopefully they can do it again, which will be awfully hard for them to do, and extend themselves in the Sun Belt Conference Championship. Remember, last year at this time, they won the championship and went on to play Duke in the NCAA March Madness. And wouldn't that be wonderful if they could do that again? It's a good Troy team that, if they put it all together, can and come out shooting hot and playing very good defense, they can do it. The Jonah McWaters Show, and of course, the Jonah McWaters is a young man who, do you know him, Frank? All right, he's a young man that was an athlete at Pike Liberal Arts School, several years ago, that was injured in an automobile accident and has been paralyzed ever since. But you've seen Jonah McWaters in the weight room at Troy University.
Yeah.
He works for the city of Troy, and he works in the weight room at do you know who I'm talking about now?
Is it the guy that used to be the trainer for Troy?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
right.
I know who you're talking about. Yeah, nice guy.
That's Jonah, and
he
I
has
know sponsored this baseball tournament for years out at Pike Liberal Arts School, and of course there's 6 teams going to be in that tournament this weekend, and Pike Liberal Arts is off to a tremendous start, and they'll be going up against 6 of the top teams around. And let me give you a little example of them. One of those teams is Abbeville, which wins the state championship almost every year in 1A. Coosa Valley's in the tournament. Crenshaw, Tuscaloosa Academy, and Monroe Academy, and they'll play double elimination. So that means they're gonna be here for a while, and they'll be all spending the night here in our hotels. Speaking of the hotels, Stan Rudder is leaving Troy to go to work in Mobile in the same capacity. He is a general manager of the Marriott here in Troy, and of course we hope and wish him a lot of luck. And of course he'll be back and forth because he has a special friend that lives here, and he comes back and forth to see her, and we'll still see a lot of him. The baseball tournament will begin on Friday with Pike taking on Crenshaw at 11 o'clock this morning, or Friday morning, followed by Coosa Valley and Abbeville at 1 p.m. The Lady Patriots will take on Crenshaw at 1:30. So it's girls and boys. So this is going to be a big event in Troy this weekend. The Jonah McWaters team. I'm thinking that Pike Liberal Arts is still undefeated in baseball, which is phenomenal, and we're very excited about this weekend with some great baseball. Troy University has signed a football home and home with Memphis, University of Memphis. Now, Frank, they're going to play at Memphis in the Liberty Bowl Stadium in 2024. Dear God, I hope I can live that long. And they play at home in 2025. Dear Lord, I hope I can live that long.
No, 2021. I think they're playing South Carolina again.
Playing at South Carolina on the 21st. You're exactly right. And so
now next year, I think they're playing North Carolina State and somebody else.
Yeah, North Carolina State is supposed to come here, and hopefully that's going to be the case.
I saw
of course,
that on
Troy
Facebook.
opens the regular season this year against
Boise
State right here in Troy. Should be a huge game. The more I hear people talk about that game, the game is scheduled for Saturday and will be televised live. But I hear, and I would love to see it, Troy play. Now it's not a done deal by any means, but it's a possibility that Troy could play Boise on a Thursday night. Wouldn't that be something?
And I know one thing, that stadium they're building out there, man, it's looking good. That big old TV screen's looking real good.
It really is. And now, let me tell you this, though. Don't have a TV screen unless you're going to show instant replays. Now, you go to, and I go to Alabama games when I can't.
You probably go to Auburn, too.
No, well, if there's one of the games that does not impede Troy, like if Troy plays midweek,
right,
I might go to an Alabama or Auburn game.
Right.
All right, but if not, I'm going to try my best to go to a Troy game. I am a Troy guy. But let me just say this. When you do go to an Alabama game, their scoreboards have instant replay.
Okay.
And after each play, you can look on the board and see it again.
Right.
Well, our guy don't normally do instant replay that much. They do on some plays, but they don't do it on all the plays. I like it on all the plays.
Well, it's a big one.
Yeah, exactly right. And of course, it's going to be a great addition to our community. And boy, what a great community we live in. And we've got. Listen to the things we've got right now. Our peanut butter company is going wild. They're tearing up the sales in our. Have you eaten much of
well, I've been down there. I applied there.
I know it, but have you eaten much of their peanut butter? It is really, really good. And
they get the peanuts from around here. What do you expect?
Well, that's probably right. You're probably right, and they really do a great job. But we've got Kemper, which is a huge manufacturer of pistols.
Right.
Coming. They're going to hire a bunch of folks. You got a new sawmill, and it's not your ordinary sawmill now, ladies and gentlemen. This is big-time sawmills, and they will spend over $100 million in Pike County and hire over 100 people. So that's coming to Troy. You've got the
Walmart DC sitting down there.
Yeah, well, it's already been there for a while.
Yeah.
Of course, it provides a lot of great jobs for our community, and of course, Troy's growing. The university is growing. Over 8,000 students on campus now. And then, what if you had all the Montgomery students and all the Phoenix City students and the Dothan students? See, that is not counted toward this. That's probably 6,000 to 8,000 more students right there with those three. And then you add that to the 8, that's 16,000 students. And then you look at places like Tyndall Air Force Base. You look at
Montgomery,
right here in Ozark, at the Army base there, a helicopter base there.
You got one down.
You've got Pensacola.
Dothan.
You got Fort Walton Beach. You've got Pensacola Navy.
You got that Troy University between Goshen and Ozark and Dothan too, right there on the right, going
exactly.
south.
Well, that's Troy University Dothan.
Yeah.
We've already counted it.
Okay.
But you add all those others, and then Troy in Europe, and Troy in Vietnam,
China,
Troy in China, Troy all over the world. Troy University has between 25 and 30,000 students. Now that's not small. You know what I'm saying?
Especially to be all over the world.
If you look at the total Troy, we are Troy. It's one Troy system. You don't have anything else. The Troy is the same as Troy in Hong Kong. It's Troy is the system is Troy, and we're awfully proud of it. And Chancellor Hawkins, if you hear of this show at all, yes, we're raving about you and your university and what you've done to make it grow and how beautiful it is now. It is a gorgeous university, and it hadn't always been that way. But the buildings they build are all of the same type architecture. They all have, what do you call these things that they stick up these, what do you call them? They shine the lights on tops of all those buildings.
I don't know.
What do you call them?
I don't know, but it's nice looking.
Well, see, every building has that, and it would tickle me if they would turn them all on at night. Wouldn't that be beautiful if all of them were turned on?
That arena is a tough one.
The arena is as pretty as any in the country, and I heard this yesterday by a very
good source.
That the Dothan contract for the regional basketball tournament is over with. Now it's up for grabs, and I hear that the Alabama High School Athletic Association wants that tournament moved to Troy. But Troy has yet to bid on it.
Troy needs to look at it.
But let me just say this. That district tournament brings in thousands of people. And I'm talking about, tens of thousands of people that week to Troy to a huge regional basketball tournament. They have another region going on right now for the last few years at the Acadome in in Montgomery, and that place is not near as good as it used to be. But then there's another location at Jacksonville State, and there's another location at located just south of Cullman at one of those junior colleges there. So right now they would love to have Troy, instead of taking people all the way to Mobile to a tournament or to Dothan. We would have those guys right here at our beautiful facility. Not only do you play at a great venue, but at the same time you promote our university so very well. But again, as I plead with our city government and city leaders, we need more motels in Troy.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of land out there.
We need to recruit more motels so we can house all these people. And again, we've got several hotels, but this is a college town that a lot of kids come in. You got thousands of kids, and I'm not exaggerating, come to Troy because of our band. You have thousands of people that come to Troy because of our football team, our basketball team, our baseball team. Thousands of people come to Troy every year that bring money and enhance our tax revenues. And then we have bands, we have drama productions, we've got music productions. We've got arts productions. We have all kinds of educational meetings and conventions and so forth. We have our city that has the wonderful what is it in the spring? The
Troy Fest.
Troy Fest. We have also have a huge Relay for Life program.
That happens in
that
April.
brings a lot of people in there, and we also have a Troy University Appreciation Day weekend. These are big events in Troy, Alabama that enhance our tax base, that bring people to town and enhance our tax breaks. Now, right now, we've got some great restaurants, and I tell you, I love my steak restaurant. Have you eaten there at it? 231 South? They've got the great steaks. And of course, also
you got Santa Fe.
Yeah, well, Santa Fe's got a good steak.
You got who else? You got the old schoolhouse.
Yes, had a good steak.
You got the barn.
Got a good steak, good seafood.
Sisters is country cooking.
How about Preston's? Have you eaten at
I
Preston's?
hadn't eaten
Oh,
at Luverne.
man.
No,
no, not in Luverne, in Troy.
Oh, well, I didn't know.
Yeah. Oh,
Where's
yeah.
that at?
It's located right there, right across from Walmart. Right across from Walmart in the.
Oh, over there where the gas station is?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, man, best steak in town. And I tell you, it's delicious. A big ribeye steak. What they got now is a super delicious filet mignon, an 8-ounce filet with baked potato and a salad, just $26, and it is wonderful at Preston's. And of course, they've got the strip. They've got the New York strip and the prime. Well, not prime. They don't have prime rib yet, but
ribeyes.
They have the ribeye, and they have the best hamburger steak. And the hamburgers are that thick. They're delicious at Preston. So, but come into Troy.
Yeah, I like.
Brand new to Troy is Goldfinger's chicken, right next to.
And then you
Publix.
got a new burger place being built right now, right in front of the.
Oh yeah, that's called Cookout, and it's one of I think 3 or 4 to be built in Alabama.
And there's another restaurant going on the square where the ice cream parlor. What's going in there?
Well, let me tell you about them. They're from Ozark, and they're what we call a meat and 3 restaurant, but they have delicious hamburgers, hot dogs, cheeseburgers. They've got milkshakes, ice cream.
That's the one on 231.
Yeah, that's one on 231. They have the same business in Ozark, and it's booming in Ozark, and it's going to boom in downtown Troy. And then, of course, people don't realize how good Sips is, and I've offered the opportunity for Sips to call in and tell us what they got for lunch, but they have a lunch menu that's out of sight. They've got the best pizzas around, and now they've got a bakery that is outstanding.
Oh yeah, they got.
Have you tried their cinnamon rolls?
They got good donuts though.
Real good, and of course, hey, this morning Frank Jr. For him to be on our show, he had to bring me donut holes.
Yeah, those
Trojan donut holes from Trojan Donut.
Yeah,
and I love them. They're delicious, and for Frank, for Steve being so nice this morning, we're going to do this.
Hello, Mike.
Good morning. You're on Today in L.A. How you?
So is this fishing with Red?
Yeah, we got Red. Yeah, that's right. Frank, go fishing with Frank. We're going to film it. Go fishing with Frank. And Frank, instead of getting in a boat, y'all catch most of them from the bank.
I'm getting the boat.
You do get in the boat?
You might get bit by a snake. You get on the bank.
You got a thing about snakes. Why do you have a thing about snakes?
Well, no. My uncle.
I've been around
well,
water.
I'm not scared of them.
I love to kill snakes.
Yeah, but my uncle said a clean pond's an empty pond, and if you don't clean it, you ain't going to have problem people coming out there fishing it.
Yeah. Well, what do you mean by clean?
I mean, like Kenny Campbell's pond. It's clean.
Right. Oh yeah.
Everybody goes out and fishes. If you do that, you're gonna fish them out.
Yeah.
If you got a dirty pond and everybody's scared of snakes, they won't go in there.
All right, well, let me tell you this.
Dad, didn't Fishing with Red used to come on Troy Cable back in the day?
I don't know Red Holland, who you're talking about, the great fisherman and a great guy. Frank, what I'm saying is about, and Mike will verify this. I used to go hunt snakes. I hunted snakes.
Oh, I like looking at
Now I hunted to kill them. Now,
if I see them,
I mean, the only snake, good snake to me is a
well, they used to tell me
a dead snake.
They used to tell me a snake is scared of you, and you at him. If you don't mess with him, he's not gonna mess with you.
But you know what? If you're a fisherman and you're afraid of snakes, you're going to the
You're
wrong
right,
place
yeah,
because
wrong place. Yep.
Hey, even on Kenny Campbell's pond,
Oh yeah, you'll see
there's
that.
snakes.
There's snakes out there. Yeah.
So where there's water, there's snakes. So
Right.
don't be caught up with that. I
Oh,
want to
yeah.
mention Mr. Mattress today, Superstore right here on the bypass, and boy, they're great people. I've met Tim Carlton, the general manager, and they have stores in Andalusia and Dothan and Birmingham, Enterprise and Crenshaw, Crestview, and Troy. Now with 5 locations, Mr. Mattress right here in Troy. And boy, I tell you, you go out there and you look at those things and you say, oh man, you know, sleeping is a very important part of your life. And if you don't sleep well, you know, you need to do something about it. And one of those ways to do something about it is to buy a new mattress.
You need to buy one
from,
about every
Mr.
8
Mattress.
years.
And you know, I bet I've slept on my mattress for 25 years or more, maybe 30 or 40.
It's probably a little flat, ain't it?
But you know what? If you got a backache, one of you.
You're not the customer they want if you sleep on one for 25 years.
Yeah, I know it exactly. No question about it.
He needs to go see him.
But I
don't he?
bet I would not doubt it. But you know, let's just say this. You know, I've got some property at the beach, and I've got several bedrooms. And right now, I haven't found a bed yet that didn't hurt my back. All right, now that is the cause of a lot of those aching backs is your mattress.
Your mattress, yep.
And where you sleep
my
on your
wife
mattress.
and I, we bought our house in Vestavia. The first day we moved in, we had a king-size bed delivered to the house. And that king-size bed is King Cole is what it's called. It's the most comfortable bed I've ever slept in. And it just makes a world of difference.
And it makes a huge difference. In fact, you can order or go by Mr. Mattress today. Pick you out your mattress. They'll bring it to your house and your box springs, set it up. You don't do anything. Then they'll take your old mattress and do away with it. So, you know, what I'm saying is no work at all. You go in, you say, I want that. I want those pillows there, if you want those. And, hey, then you go out with and it's just like sleeping in a Mercedes compared to a Volkswagen, Mike.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest with you. A nice, comfortable bed means the world to me. And my wife and I finally bought really nice, expensive pillows, and a really good pillow means the world to me, too. I have to take my pillow everywhere I go now.
Oh, gosh. Well, you know, I know friends of mine. I used to travel a lot when I was a young man, and I've traveled with people before that carried fans with them, carried window fans. I mean, little handheld fans. And I said, "What are you doing?" He said, that's the only way I can sleep." I said, "Well, look, I don't know if I want a fan."
He wanted the noise, or he wanted the breeze?
He wanted the noise.
Oh, well, you do that on your phone now. I have my noisemaker's on my phone.
Are you serious? Turn it on. I don't believe you.
I mean, it's just white noise.
Well, all right, I want to hear it.
I can put it on. I can't do it. I'm talking to you.
Oh, you can't. But of course, I got a new phone recently, and everybody says, "Oh man, you need an Apple. You need an Apple." I can't work this thing. I don't have any idea how to work this thing. I really don't. Oh boy.
You just need to go back to your little flip phone.
Well, I know your children sleep in a wave of ocean, don't they?
Yeah, they sleep with noisemakers.
Do they?
Yeah, I've got both of them in the car right now. We're heading to daycare.
Well, see, if I had a noisemaker on, I couldn't hear my alarm.
Are they asleep now since you fed them?
No, Mary Player's back there reading books. I got a little baby that loves to read books more than anything.
Isn't that wonderful? She is a precious little girl. And of course, Molly, where is she?
Millie's
where's Millie?
In the bag. She might be asleep.
Because Millie is a precious little girl too, and Michael, his whole life turned around at age. Hey, Mike, makes people feel good today. How old were you when you got married?
I was 38, about to be 39.
Old.
How old was you when you bought your first house?
I guess I was married. We bought our first house. We lived in the condo downtown in Birmingham, and we bought our house, I guess, about 9 months later. So we lived in.
How old were you?
We bought a house in Vestavia. I guess I was 39.
39, and ladies and gentlemen, how he waited late in life. Now, when did you have your first child?
I had my first child when I was 40.
When you were 40. Thank you, Scott. And when you were 40.
And now you're happier than ever can be, right?
And when did you have your second child?
I was 41.
Ladies and gentlemen, life continues even though you're in your 40s. Your whole life was turned around, wasn't it?
I'll be John Reeves, one of my best friends. Rich Calhoun, one of my best friends. We all have kids. John's 42, Richard's 41. Richard's got a little, I guess Fletcher's about probably a year and 8 months. And then John's little baby girl, Mary Frances, is around, I think she's around probably 13 months now.
And John's little girl is the Lord. It's a miracle, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, there's no doubt.
Isn't that wonderful? And, of course, they're great people.
But, I mean, we're all, guys that grew up together in Troy. We're best friends and, kind of lived our lives and didn't really, Richard got married when he was probably about 30. And, that, he had 2 kids before, but, that him and Brittany, of course, is from Troy as well, had a little boy, just like, I guess, what was it, 16, 17 months ago. And then John had I had my little girl, my first little girl, and then John had a girl, and now I've got another little girl, and now I'm done.
Not gonna try for a little boy, huh?
Don't guarantee that. Now that's.
I tried for a little boy, and I've got 2 darling little girls, and I'm more than happy. So.
Well, you're exactly right, and I've said this.
I've said
this. No love can compare with the love that you have for your child, and what you would do for your child. It's what you call.
Until you're actually a parent and actually have a kid, you just don't realize, how special it really is. But
exactly right.
It's not easy by any means. I mean, if anybody says that raising kids are easy, my wife works, I work. It's just one of those type things that.
Yeah, it's sad that they can't have a stay-at-home mom, isn't it?
Well, yeah. I wish that. Well, maybe one day that'll be the case. But right now we're both working still. So.
Say your dad didn't give you a good enough allowance, right, when you were a kid, right?
Well, I tell you this. He understands about the word unconditional love for a child.
If I would have been a kid in my 20s doing this, I can't imagine how rough that would have been.
Yeah. But, I love my grandchildren the same way, and of course I've had so many of my friends out there to say, hey, you just don't know what it is to have a grandchild, and I agree. I can't wait to see these children all the time.
It's one of those things where, we're very blessed that we're a little older in a lot of ways. I don't know how these kids do it in Birmingham, these younger kids, starting out of college. Daycare and all the expenses and stuff like that.
Mike, we're getting, now Frank's going to have to get through all the autographs and all that, but he's left the building. Frank Sadler Jr. has left the building. Thank you for coming on, Frank. Tell us about your fishing. And we found something Frank Jr. is good at, and that's fishing. We appreciate it.
I think the Troy girls play today at 2.
Yeah.
So if anybody wants to watch that, that'll also be on ESPN3.
No question about it. And, of course, we're glad that.
What kind of run is Coach Rigby on? 2 straight NCAA tournaments, and now she's got another team that's, 17 and 12, 18 and 12?
She is a very good coach.
If she didn't have, an athletic director for some bigger colleges or bigger universities coming soon, I'd be shocked.
No question about it. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, we've got a big weekend ahead of us. Of course, Troy plays tomorrow afternoon at 5, the men, and tonight the girls play. Is that right?
Yeah, did Troy baseball play last night?
Hey, Frank. The Troy baseball did not play last night, but they play tomorrow night at 6. They're playing a 3-game series with Gardner Webb at 6 o'clock, and then on Saturday at 3, and on Sunday at 1. Troy University baseball's got a 3-game.
You know, I think that's where Ramsey Rigsby plays football. I think
That's right. That's right. It's a good school, no question about it.
Yeah, it's in North Carolina, I believe, or Tennessee. Maybe
Yeah.
I can't remember. If it's Tennessee or North Carolina.
Of course, Troy University has a baseball coach to leave, and now Matt Whitten, assistant coach at Enterprise, takes over as we speak, Mike. And he told his players yesterday, he said, your record now is 0-0.
That's got to be unprecedented to go and get a new coach in the middle of the season
Yeah,
from another school. Now, if it was an interim coach, I could understand that. But to
That's
go
right.
and get a guy from Enterprise is pretty amazing.
yeah. Want to mention again, Mike, while you're here.
That's kind of like a athletic director having a list of coaches, in case, say, Jeremy McClain, I'm sure he's got a list when Neil Brown leaves. He's
Yeah.
going to get a big-time job, and, good for Neil. Look what he's done for Troy's program. And, he's going to have a list. That makes you think Principal Kelly and Hicks, our superintendent, had a list.
That's right.
Ready to pull the trigger, I guess, immediately.
Like we could have said, though, Coach Kelly could have taken over by himself. He's a former outstanding baseball player at Troy.
I think he was a pretty good player. From what I remember.
Big, strong first baseman that could jack it, man. He was a good player. Played football at Alpine School. He was a very good football player, too. I want to mention Pike County Ford today. My good friend Jeremy Perez and has a tremendous supply of new Ford cars and trucks, and of course that 150 is the best truck on the market
Has he been
today.
doing any commercials in Troy?
Yes, he has. He's done some commercials.
In Birmingham all the time.
That's right, and he's a very good guy.
He did good commercials.
Oh yeah, he does it. He's doing it here too, and we appreciate him. Mike, Troy has signed an agreement now to play Memphis at home in 25 and on the road at 24.
Yeah, that's great. I think that's the way we ought to schedule.
Well, it's great if you knew that you're going to live that long. I don't know if I'm going to live that long. I hope I can.
You'll live that long, won't you?
I hope so, but you never
When
can
is that,
tell.
What is that? It's 18?
I'll be 75 years old. No, excuse me, 77 years old, Mike. That's old. I hate to tell everybody how old I am,
Well, if you don't make it, I'll try to put a little pocket.
Well, let's just say this: I'm proud, regardless. And then there's a single game they've added to play at South Carolina in 21. I'll come closer to making that game. Hopefully, we'll make a bus
I tell
trip.
you what, last time we played there, I left at halftime. I think we got beat 64.
Oh yeah, got beat bad. We scored a bunch of points in the second half. You remember that? 64-24, or something like that.
Yeah, it was rough.
But we just gave it away. They had the Heisman Trophy. They had that Heisman Trophy running back.
Yeah, he didn't win it, but
He never made it in the pros either, did he? He got hurt. He might have got hurt in that Troy game.
Nah, he got hurt in another game
Did
where
he?
he was, never the same, pretty much.
Exactly. 5 pitchers combined to shut out. Alabama's got a heck of a team this year, Mike.
Yeah, they're undefeated, aren't they?
And listen to this: Alabama 11-2 got on the board in the bottom of the fourth.
So now they've lost too. They started the season 10-0.
Yeah, here it is, ladies and gentlemen. Alabama 11-2 got on the board in the bottom of the fourth inning with 3 straight hits, including a RBI double by Chandler Avant, Pike Liberal Arts School, to score Scott Hunter Alexander from third. So Avant is tearing the cover off the ball at Alabama, Mike. How would you like to take Chandler Avant, Joey Dennison, Chase Smart? Those are 3 pretty good ball players right there. Don't you agree?
I mean, there was a lot of great players that came in. I mean, you had
those are kids about the same age too,
Yeah, I mean, you had the kid that's pitching at New Orleans now, Buford Stevenson.
Oh yeah, Buford Stevenson, boy, you're right. The big left-hander.
New Orleans, and then you got the Hickson kid from
The
Pine
Hickson
Liberal
kid
Arts.
from Pine Liberal. You're right.
But I mean, I guess he's a junior, so that makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. They were all about the same, about there at the same time.
All those kids are about the same age, and then you had the other kids from Troy that I can't think of the pitcher.
Exactly. Yeah, he pitched last year. Yeah. And
there's a lot of talent.
he went to Charles Henderson.
I was going to mention that you'd find this interesting. It's off the subject on baseball, but a mint Mickey Mantle rookie baseball card is about to go on sale for $3.5 million.
Isn't that amazing? And I had every one of Mickey Mantle's
baseball
cards.
cards. You probably had it. I don't know if you had a mint.
But that's the key. Mine were all always wrinkled up because I looked at them so much. Now I'm gonna say something.
It's gonna be the most expensive Mantle card ever to go. And you know who the owner is? The former All-Pro from Homewood that played at Alabama, and he played in the pros for about 14 years. Evan Mathis is the one who owns.
Are you serious? Isn't that amazing? But the sad thing about that.
NFL career.
The sad thing about that, and of course, very rich people will buy it because it's something that they have that nobody else has. A mint condition one like that. But something that a lot of people are not going to understand, and I've got evidence from several people, several friends of mine. You could have taken a baseball card and then put the other hand over it and showed me one eye, and I could tell you who he was. Can you believe that? I mean, John Key, Dr. John Key, used to marvel at that, and he used to try to stump me all the time. He lived in the same neighborhood I did, and he'll tell you right now that I knew my cards that well, but they were all wrinkled,
There wasn't Sports Center or anything like that back then.
Mike, before we go off the air, give us a recap of last night's basketball game, and then also tell me how Joey Dennison is doing at the plate, and when will we get Chase Smart back on the field?
I'll be honest, baseball questions, man, I really don't know. I mean, you'd have to ask Chase Smart, I guess. I know Dennison's putting up phenomenal numbers. I think he's got like 23 RBIs already to start the season. Basketball yesterday was a tale of two halves. Troy got down by 6 in the first half and couldn't make a shot to save their life, and then Person got 2 fouls early in the first half and sat the last 8 or 9 minutes of the first half. And then Bernardo and Person and Hicks got hot. Hicks had already scored 30 against South Alabama early in the season. But if you got those 3 guys going, and they've already beat a tremendously athletic Georgia State team. Now, Georgia State will look like an SEC team when Troy plays them tomorrow. I mean, if Hicks and Bernardo and Person score over 15 each, Troy will win the game.
Yeah, no question about it.
But I tell you what, when it's all said and done, I don't know if they can go on a run like they did last year, but it's going to be, I think we're going to look back and say what might have been. And with this season, with Bernardo getting hurt those 7 games, this is definitely not a 16-16 team. This is more of a 20-win team. But I hate it happened. But he's back, and maybe they can do what they did last year. You have an off day, which I still think these other coaches have got to be like, what is the benefit? Of doing so well early. With your conference record, and then you get to the Sun Belt tournament, and these guys get a day off.
Yeah.
Mike, that's unbelievable.
Mike, it's no exaggeration. UT coach Butch Jones, was with Nick Saban yesterday.
He was at Alabama's Pro Day. He was with Belichick talking to him.
And Alabama staffer to make an appearance during Pro Day. Also, of course, he was there, and I don't know for sure if he's going to be hired, but he's interested in hiring Jones, but can't make an announcement yet, he says. But also, Belichick was there. Rich Rodriguez was there. It's sort of like a homecoming there a little bit. These guys coming in and watching these players.
Yeah, Marvin Lewis was there, the old Bengals coach, and then Mike Tomlin, the Pittsburgh Steelers coach, was there.
Well, it's all remains to be seen.
Let me get these little kids.
Thank you so much for joining us this morning. And, of course, ladies and gentlemen, Dixieland Dental, located 9 miles north of Dothan on Highway 231. Dr. Michael Precise, a very good friend of mine, and also his son, Dr. Robert Precise. And, of course, we appreciate all of our supporters. And, of course, Dixieland Dental's been with us the whole time, and we appreciate them so much. And, of course, Damon and John Strength, the 2 other doctors that represent one of the largest dental clinics in Alabama. Hope you've enjoyed our show and that you'll be with us. Let's see here who this is calling in. If it's Don Maestri, it's not Don Maestri. But we hope that you've enjoyed our show and you'll be with us again. Of course, remember Troy baseball this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Women's basketball today, men's basketball tomorrow. Hey, pay close attention to Troy University basketball. We could be in a situation that we get a chance to go back to the NCAA championships, which would be tremendous for our basketball program here at Troy. Have a great day. Thank you, sponsors, for everything you do.